Look, an overdweller! Yes, an invader from above. She uses our Aetherites against us. She has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary. Trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear her not. Her fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held account for the breaking of the covenant. You shall be the first to face judgment. And Limsa and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. Oh, great Father, Lord of Crags, we summon, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. Oh, great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. He has come! He has come! The Lord of Crags, Titan has come! Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever the blessing of the land and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. Ah, but I am the first to suffer that defiance. Thou didst bring the XIV road. Godless overdweller, thy myriad heresies shall not go unpunished. Upon thee shall I wreak upon a terrible vengeance. Sons of man, murder of my children. Shall grind thee beneath my heel, mortal. For thee my hatred is unending, unyielding. Tremble before the might of the earth. The Lord of Crags, great Father Titan, has fallen! The crimes of the rebels shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. It was your kin who broke the covenant. We have acted only in our defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths, we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. These are readings one would expect of an icon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. I'm sure that's wise, my lord. Your curiosity is tested and proven. You don't know yet its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Reddington. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if it be true to the legends, it could so readily subjugate the whole air of airs it had given but little while long. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you say may well be true, but such devices may ruin battles. I do not believe they will serve to change the course of the war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I can endorse the course of action. Now she has a phone. Fascinating. Carry on, Mr. Bear. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. And not remained to mark his passing. Well, the Assassins are nothing if not elusive. It is of little wonder they should be cast envelop teleportation magics at will. Whether they would choose to consort with the Empire, what common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There's something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetherite in Zelma's run, and we will rendezvous at the Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? Might as well. How did I not arrow the last one? So save all roads. been here before? When did that happen? I am relieved to see you well. We'll come, let us discuss our next step. The word will have already reached the Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Rathima. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. Well, that adventure. I served with the Maelstrom Black Sails, or did, until I suffered grievous wounds in a battle with the kobolds. I was invalidated and sent here. Will you take this to my commanding officer in Camp Overlook? It's a request for reinstatement. It ill suits my nature to lie abed. I was told that my duty was to recover, and I have been dutiful. But surely they do not mean me to wait here until every last bit of flesh has knitted together. Can hold an axe. That should be enough. Between here and Camp Overlook is kobold territory, so no flies. I suggest you be smart about it. Go to Jitcherin's trading post and take a boat across the lake. From there, head north out to Outer Lanosea. Or, you know, as you know from your prior visits, we treat the wound from the front with all our arts, and with the healing waters with the hot springs. We serve soldiers, but for some unaccountable reason, we have a goldsmith here at present. He simply showed up and we could hardly turn him away. Now he's asking for salamander oil, but we cannot spare any. Fear the entire situation awkward in the extreme. Would you expect 4 vials worth of oil from the salamanders roaming nearby to give it to the goldsmith? We use the mulled wine from Wineport to treat the war wounded. It restores the bodily humors and gives vigor to the hearts made weary by fever. Why don't you go put yourself to good use, adventurer? I prepared some mulled wine earlier, and needed to heat it to make warm wine. Will you submerge these bottles in the hot spring over yonder and serve them to those that need it sorely? Look at that. I do believe I can move that foot a little more. Should help you get hurt too. Thank you, Adventure. You see, we'll be on our feet when halfway to being a Warriors of Light before you are done warming another bottle. I can barely remember a time where everything didn't hurt. I feel like I've always been here. Thank you and cheers. Oh, hot and spicy, just like the horn we raised when the sergeant was wedded. When the little redhead private fell. Oh, my friends. I'll be back, you steel chewing roughnecks.
Of course it's Godbert.
My wounds heal for sure and certain. Not so stiff and sore no more neither. Obliged, adventurer. There's a mug full of good medicine there. Wouldn't mind taking some of that back to the front. Most kind. You are the most kind to bring me the oil salad. I had a need of a large horn and made a grievous error visiting a great buffalo with a handsaw. You liked it not, and I sustained a most horrific scratch. It smarted so in the ache. Oh no, I was not thrown. I'm not so green as that. No, when the beast shook its head, I stepped backwards and slipped and fell. Then I fell again, falling back to the dog. No need to be shy. You're an adventurer, and I am a goldsmith. My body is simply an instrument, occasionally in need of oil. Oil, madame. Oil, I said. God, my body waits to your administration. The relief. Again, I say. Ah, I can feel soothing fingers working in every knot. That is your cue, madam. Soothing fingers now, please. I'm told that feels good. Now, quickly, with the rubbing. Ah, the healing tingle. Another 12 that feels good. Now quickly with the rubbing. Ah, pardon me. Your skill was so great that I was quite transported. Truly, no old Dawn attendant could have done better. Sublime. I shall now have a brief drowse and soak in the springs until sundown. After that, a humble meal with white wine from my own stock and perhaps peaches. Ow, that smarts. I know, count my blessings. Don't make those eyes at me. Just saying it smarts. Oof, that hits the spot. Don't mind that kind of burn. It's fine thing being alive. And don't mind me none, like y'all. Just like my own Lily Moore. She's been through a lot together. Thank you for your service, adventurer. Seems that he believes Bronze Lake to be some sort of retreat for the rich. Paid very handsome fee to stay thus far, and have just profusely committed on our asceticism. Oh, neat. First one thing, then another. That goldsmith passed out from too much heat. We had warned him time and time again this past week not to stay in over so long. Honestly, I do not trust myself to tend to this fool, for I have a mind to strangle him. If poke revives him not, throw a bucket of lake water on him. There was ice on it this morning. Thank you for your kindness, adventurer. Those soldiers you met, they may be champions for our way of life, but here they are sisters and brothers, sons and daughters. They're not so young, most of them, and so hurt in spirit and body. Most will return to the front, and some will not even survive to come under my care again. It's what they want and what we need of them. I know. I tell myself that I heal them so they can become farmers and smiths, alchemists and rangers, mothers and fathers. For a few, it will be true. That will have to be enough. Yeah, real rocker. What are you doing? Oh, it's you. She of strong yet tender fingers. I was lost, really convinced. Came to this retreat an artisan whose craft has lost its savor, enriching myself in it by indulging customers' grossest tastes. It's ready to suffer privations that I did. Today, several into the hours into the ordeal of scalding water, my life flashed before my eyes. There I saw forms of exquisite, filigree masks, steel cut to shine like diamonds. Graceful galleries of electrum or elmers took the air, pale suitors. Must return to Uda, to my workshop. Goldsmith has departed for home, I'm glad to say. He left you this ring, a token of his appreciation, he says. Stones taken from a fragment of Dalamud itself, created an abiding faith that out of the worst may come beauty. Sounded as though he lost something, or someone, in the calamity. The ring is the only thing I have made in the last 5 years, he said, and now I would like Rathima to have it. Extraordinary. A very unexpected turn of events, I must say. I still think him utterly mad, but no doubt he is a more fascinating one. I don't suppose he'd have given me the ring even if I... Well, no use in fretting over a song already sung. Adventure, eh? What do you got for us? A letter. Can't drink that, eat that, or keep a bad warm with that. Especially when it comes from that pup. Vodka ball. Listen. What do they call you? Rathima? We're the Red Swallows here. The most roughneck levy in all the Maelstrom. Most of us come from what you might call a privateer background. We're the teeth of the Maelstrom. What I'm saying is, you want to know where the worst of the fighting is? Just look for the Red Swallows. This is the front, not a moment of rest from the kobolds. Ain't no place for a pup with half-healed wounds. Kid has a heart in the right place, I warrant that. But he's like to get it blown out of his chest if he toddles up on back here. You're just gonna have to sleep in the soft bed and eat food that ain't full of weevils until he heals up. The commissary finally received a shipment this morning. That should make things a bit easier around here. The brass sent me a fresh warm water trout, because I've seen. With which command, eh? But I can't rightly eat it myself. My 3 best scouts haven't had anything like real food in weeks. They're out fighting past and breaking kobolds' skulls every day. So I'm gonna ask you to grill that fine trout and serve it to them. Oi, you! Yeah, you, the honey face without all the buckles. Got a job for you. I needed me some raptor claws, but the pistons gave me so much trouble that I clean forgot how I was killing them practical like. Got mad, bashed their heads in, and walked away whistling. Carcass should be laying about somewhere near. Got a few of my arrows to them. Fetch me the claws, my wild rose, and I might be back in what might be that practical mood. And oh, one more thing. You see those arrows of mine? Bring them back the heads. It's easy enough to fletch an arrow, but arrowheads don't grow on birds. Oh, you dumb bird. Camp Overlook may well be an island. Roads ain't worth plopping stuff with a chain on less than you'd like to. Don't know, field kobolds or something. So anything they need getting here, they goes by balloon. The up and up's not what it's cut out to be though. Got them condors what try to muck with the balloons. But pretty sure to bring thing in down or dead or something. Well, watch over me. If ship perish before this day is over, maybe I take as many of the enemy as I've known ducks. Trout, bah! Fancy a fat hand. There are 4 things I like: a bit of petticoat, mug of sour beer, a leg of fowl, and a whole lot of dead kobolds. I am steel, you hear me? You more bastards, I am steel! Commander sends a plate, eh? Smells good. Usually like beef, hot and bloody, but this'll do for a snack. This ain't getting easier. Going out day after day, especially with that smell of fish growing. What's this now? The commander had you grill it up for us? Oh, look at the size of that thing. Next time, give me the suckling pig. You saw to them counters? Core, that's a shiny piece of news. The balloon gets around, you know, and that's what's important in war. It goes one place to the next, like. Wish I was a balloon. Tell the truth, some of them that's comrade to me scare the drawers off me. What about fresh meat they are? Like to kill you for it. Of course, as they used to be, I hear. Oh, sweet thing. Get me my claws and arrowheads. Appreciate it, dear heart. Why the long face? Oh, you think that we're low on supplies? Listen, Crumpet, the kobolds can't leave metal be. Any we throw at them, even arrowheads, back to the barrel goes and smelt into new arms. So orders are, give them no metal. Make arrowheads out of claws, and a bed of cook's gingerbread, and haul back any steel and bronze arrowheads. Comes natural like to us sea film folk, you know. We be scrimping. My mama told me that before I went to sea, girl, you're as strong as a horse, fast as a snake, and brave as a whole company of heroes put together. But your sister's the clever one of the family. Leave the thinking to others. But here's no leaving anything to anyone else out there. There's no leaving anything to anyone else out here. So I was thinking, how's about we tame some curls? They drift through kobolds. Just go out there, tire a curl, and catch it with this big sack. You got the fix for that, I'll bet. Oh, I'm no good at catching. I get too wild. Before I know it, it's all killed and spent. Or spent. No, sweet thing, this one needs your touch. Haha, my boys no respect except for what counts. Mark my words, as soon as their backs turned, all three fell to and swore 'twas the best thing they ever tasted. We're our crew, you hear me? Them that's here, them that's gone, them that's eating their heart out at Brow's Lake. The red swallows will do for each other, and if it never takes the hindmost, because there ain't ever anyone left behind. Don't look the looks fool you. The kobolds are make bad enemy. They've forgotten more about smelting and alchemy than some of the lot on our side have ever known. All that matters is the kobolds can't make golems. And war is the thing that kicks down the door between can and do. You know about the ancient golems up in the floating city of Nim? The scouts tell me that the moles are gathering material in the ruins. Once they make more golems and send them against us, we're good as done. I've got no men to spare, and you're the worst, not the worst I've seen. Put a stop to the shopping trip before it starts running golems. Here's how the water's going to run. Find a golem and we get its soulstone. You put that on a likely spot as bait, and put an end to any kobolds that show up. And here, take these bottles of water. My boys tell me they didn't look at the look of the kobold's armor, but you know, alchemy, they'll wash. Not what I mind. Sweetly done, adventurer. We won't have to look over our shoulder for an army of golems now. Risking a little blood now saves the walls a bit later. As for the other times, you're not soft, I'll give you that. I have a job that needs a hard lass to kill. Searching for cobalt scouts. My boys say there are at least 3 of them somewhere in the hill. You can handle yourself, can't you? Hey, looking good. Catch my curl here. Alright. A real damn girl. Wait till I tame this thing. The kobolds ain't gonna know it hit him. Won't know because it will be all in pieces. No, I'm gonna tame this thing. How's it done usual like? You just sit on them or talk to them? I put a glass on you as soon as I heard there was fighting. I had you pegged for a hellcat. Sure you don't want to give up the road and join us here? There's enough kobolds to go around. Something a touch familiar about those kobolds you saw too. I've seen some move that way before. I could swear to it. It'll come to me if we even have that much time. I've been racking my brain for all those scouts you slew, and now I remember where I last saw them. They belonged to that cursed priest. That priest, leader of the Kobolds 129th Order. The only lot ever to make it past our centuries into this camp. This camp's supposed to be like a ship. You might get a broadside, but you'll see it coming. It's supposed to be safe here. But it wasn't that safe that night, and one of mine almost died. The young soul, new maid, easy pickings for the moles. I slipped in on a rainy night, and when it was over, we found Blackabill. He's been laying out in the rain, and with rolls of color roses got run off of him. And he kept him safe in his own camp, see, so the Sawbones had to save of a mesmeg. The priest got to die. The priest is here, that means that there are kobolds nearby. There are kobold bombs nearby. When the 129th retreats, they'll go on a fire and thunder. That's their way. You go to the bombs and set them off yourself. He'll come scampering to see what's amiss. Take him then. It may not be one of mine, but you're a red one. Steal the soul. Can count on you. Take this morning coal. Use it on the bombs. Since that night, I'm not misprised the priest Guile. Already the whole camp's on alert, ready to revenge Balgamot. If this is one of the kobolds' tricks and they're thinking about ambushing here, they won't live long enough for regrets. Well, tell me the good news. Did you rid us of that priest? His helm ripped off with that cunning head of his. You've done me a great service, adventurer. We do another for the Red Swallows. Take this helm to Camp Blackbell, Camp Bronze Lake. Tell him the priest is dead. Pup that he is, and having a trophy will mean that much to him. An adventurer or not, you're one of us now. Times are just changing, Rathima. They're turning into like a mutinied ship. Who knows? Could that be that being a friend of Red Swallow proves a mighty useful thing? I know your face. Ah, the adventurer deliver my pleas, but to no avail. Come from Overlook. All over. Priest is dead. It swallows. Perhaps the death of my wounds just deserves enough for me my shame. He did not tell you. The east watched that night. Tells me that Phil nearly died in the failing. Look, these cuts inside the helm. One from each of the red swallows. These are the same marks we make in the woods, so that no comrade may be lost. I thank you for bringing me this. I am the most fortunate man in the world. That's pretty good. Thank you for coming, Rathima. Word of your triumph reached me some while ago, but I'm pleased to have it personally confirmed. First Ifrit, now Titan. Truly, when I think of your achievements, I feel the loss of the warriors of light less keenly. There can be no greater compliment than that. You and your order are heroes. The people of Limsa Lemensa are forever in your debt. I shall relay the details you report to the Admiral forthwith. Please send my regards to the Signs of the Seventh Dawn. Rathima, this is Minfilia. Ishtola has informed me of your success. You have won a great victory for the people of Eorzea, one that shall not be forgotten. And what's more, both you and Ishtola emerged from Uncle Morrow unscathed. Why, Tataru and the others seemed glad of that as they did Titan's fall. You can look forward to a hero's welcome. We'll be waiting you to return at the Waking Sands. There's much to discuss. Godspeed. This is a pretty big kettle of fish. You'd think Rogadin would be too big to get seasick. Oh, adventurer. Yes, you there. Looking for work for hat chance? Name's Tatafu. I'm a merchant just back from Limsa, and I'm in a spot of trouble. I had this big lug to make the deliveries, but what I got instead was a couple of chum pails badly needing of emptying. Can't let that stop me though. Now I ate the fisher out in Crescent Cove needs what I've got. And though this I'm chucking good for nothing up, I'll be up and by tomorrow. None isn't like to stand the wait. Isn't here yet. Should be, but isn't. Ah, you got my delivery. You've got it. This sack's got some heft to it, sure does. Should too, it's being full of soil. What do I do with this soil? Put it on the ground. That's what. The litter bag you're giving is filled with seeds. It's time for some farming. Glammy's done made the fish stay away from these waters, so if you don't farm, we don't eat. There I go running my mouth and near forgetting the business. Got the gill for Tatafu right here. Tell her much obliged. Swiftly done. Was the fisher satisfied with his bits of land? Ah, the payment, is it? Guess he was satisfied. Thank you. Let's see here. Yen, 10, that's everything. Can't rightly say I feel easy in my mind about this. Fishers have little enough to kill as it is without squandering it on land and dirt. Then what do I know, eh? Farmer and the guy I got it from said it'll give the coast thin soil the boost it needs. So hey, maybe they'll at least have a fighting chance. Gotta have help. Hope, right? Here, that's leftover seeds for you. If you can come up with a bit of land in one of those adventuring districts, go on and set up a vegetable patch or two. This one is glad. Walking one is safe.
We'll be awaiting your return at the Waking Sands. There is much to discuss. Godspeed. Thank heaven she is safe. Louisoire, do you see? Your light shines brightly in this one, and in time, it will illuminate the realm once more. Oh!
Advance no further!
We have come for the one who slayed Ifrit and Titan. Bring her forth, and you may yet know mercy.
Confound it. Stay out of sight. I would leave a message with you. I surrender myself, on the condition you spare the innocents.
Conditions? There speaks the Supreme Sire. I'll grant you have courage, but you would be better served by armor.
Search all you will. The one you seek is not here.
So it would seem.
And yet you knew to look here. But how?
Hold that thought. Conditions of surrender denied.
Cease at once!
Have you not done enough?
Perhaps. Enough. We must away. Though we have not found our quarry, the High Priestess of the Scions should suffice for now. They say she also possesses the Echo. I cannot wait to hear her scream. I said enough! We leave. Bring the prisoners.
Walking one Minfilia, as this one too. In case walking one returned, this one was to say, at each church in Eastern Thanalan, walking one must claim sanctuary. This one tried to protect walking one Minfilia from Imperial ones. Forgive this one. Save. Is something troubling you, my child? You have the look of one who has endured great suffering. Is there anything I can do to help? Anything at all? You need only ask. Curse my enemies, Father. Call down the vengeance upon the divine vengeance upon those who butchered my friends. The crimes you speak of which you speak are grave. Yet I cannot do that which you asked me of me. Be assured, however, the gods see all. If you would ask them of anything, let it be justice and not vengeance. Forgive me, Father, I have sinned. Close your eyes and look within. Acknowledge your misdeeds and your regrets. Pray and endeavor to atone with an earnest heart, and you shall surely find salvation, my child. The wild roses. I see. You may speak freely here. We are all friends of the Scions. How could this have happened? You are certain that Minfilia was among those taken by the Garleans? Let us pray that no further harm comes to them. You may stay here as long as you wish. It is the least I can do for a friend of Minfilia's. I have known her since she was but a child. Well do I recall the day of our first meeting. I swore then to do everything in my power to support her, and I will gladly offer the self-same service to her brother and sister's scions. So please, no matter what you require, you need not hesitate to ask. Marquez, could you come here for a moment? Yes, father. If you require assistance, please speak with Marquez. He's a trifle shy, but I'm sure he means well. I should explain, Marquez was a survivor of the Battle of Cartano. Alas, his experiences took a terrible toll upon his mind. Had we not taken him in on our care, he surely would have perished in the desert. Marquez, I want you to look after Rathima. Do you understand? Yes, father. Death begets death, especially in those places where the private provision is the sovereign. Of course, left unburied is as a wretched field to Valken, where they may sow pestilence and water it with their miasma. Nowhere is the rule of provision so apparent as in Lost Hope. A man may die upon the roadside there and not go unclaimed, for there are no ties bind these unhappy folk together except for common misfortune. Their homelands are no more. But as long as they live, some hope remains, and so you must thwart pestilence ere it begins. Will you deliver this repellent to that den of sorrow? You that wonder-working adventurer? You can work some of that for me. Work some for me today. See, the father asked me to mend this vestment, but look, both the weft and the weave's gone there and there. I need more cloth than I have. There's a merchant on Blackbrush Station right now. He'll give you what I need. Hurry up. Off to Central Standard Line you go. The sun has shone upon a terrible sight today. One of the bereaved wished to place upon the grave of his beloved a sprig of African lavender. He strayed far, for the fire is sparse in these parts, and was grievously wounded by the fiends. Grief makes us all slow in wit and limb, and I fear that these attacks will not cease until the creatures are gone. Pray you banish the foul things. They were last seen to the east, near the remains of a gubu. When the calamity struck, it sundered life everywhere, and not only among our races. Look around and you will see how things have fallen apart. Feet, claws, roots, all have been torn from the earth they were planted on. The dead Gubu was a child of Kurthus. The calamity shattered its native mountains, and it fled to before destruction as caravan flies before a sandstorm. Years wandered. We found it dying and received its memories. It had gathered seeds from every land it passed through, and they flowered upon its corpse. A living map of its loss and exile. North or south, the mountains through the desert, cloud-bearing shooting stars, marybells and cliff roses, Athlic lavender from Lower Thanla, and even roselles from the Bloodshow. To wander is a dream and a nightmare. Adventurers such as yourself must know it better than I, but I imagine there are days where the flame of adventure gutters, and you feel yourself bereft as those of lost hope, and upon us no flowers grow. So generous is the father Iliad with so many. He feeds, clothes, and physics them back then tirelessly. Yet he has none to do for him what he does for others. I would show him my appreciation with a special gift, but sadly my meager purse is not enough. Will you speak to the others and brothers and sisters, see whether they too feel as I do? I have made my arrangements with Emigard, and who runs the concern at Camp Drybone. If you're successful in raising the funds, would you deliver the guild to her? Be silent, speak to my guild. Pray forgive my outburst, good madam. It is only that I owe Father Iliad my life, and it is an opportunity to give him something, no matter small, to set my spirit afire. Gift for Father Iliad? Of course, it does not take thought to see the good in him. It warms my heart that Brother Baron would go through such trouble. Thank you for both of your efforts. Greetings, Rathima. Brother Baron said you might be coming by. Gift for Father Iliad, he said. Good father must be a man much beloved from the weight of these sacks. I've given this matter much thought. Consignment of high-quality spices have arrived just this day. Perhaps cinnamon cookies would suit. I've received many a kind word from my customers with my cookies, if I may say so. I've also observed the good father linger at my store whenever a fresh batch was about to cook coming out of the oven. The only time he spent his gil on cookies and cakes was for the children of lost hope. Came from Dechidu, did you? I was wondering when she'd gone to. Stopped by her shop the other day. Was going to offer a cup of tea. She'd missed a nice one. An amber tip from Kurthus. Your usual, I'm assuming. Tattered linen, yes, madam. And don't you go misappending. It's nice and soft so she can pull out the threads and reweave what she's mended. There you go. What business do you have here, stranger? Oh, you come from the Church of Saint Adama Ladama. The Valkan repellent. The good father told me last moon of his plan. He's a man that keeps his word, and 'twas kind of him to have you deliver it. Did he tell you where and how the layers should be used? I fear I have little knowledge of alchemy. Thank you, stranger. This place may seem wretched to you, but none here would deny it is. Last year it had the look of a charnel house, so fiercely did the pestilence rage. Tell Father Eliud we owe him a debt of life. Confess, though, I wonder if you are saved from a plague only to perish in war. We have little love for Garlemald here, and the news of them burn our homes travels fast. What chance does Loft's Hope have against a force that plucked Alamigo like a ripe peach? Fight or flight, we must make plans. Yet few have ears to listen to me. They have too much to fear already, too many demons to slay every hour. Riddle me this, friend. Have you ever found yourself in an unfortunate situation where your pockets were near to bursting with all manner of materia, save for the sorts you wanted most? Well, I have, and let me tell you, I felt like I bought a sack full of fishing poles to a gold mine. Now, I ask you, what if there were a way to melt down a couple pieces of materia that weren't availing to you not, and mold them to a shiny new piece that Nemea will, and might strike your fancy? This most handy procedure is something we like to call shifty making. Rather, that's what Master Metamix calls it. Myself, I coined the term transmutation, which I'm hoping might find favor with adventurers like yourself. How's it all work, you ask? I could tell you, but why ask the student when you can learn from the master? Find Metamix over there, likely jumping out of his boots looking to trade tongue flaps about his discovery. Uplanders seeks noise of shifty making, yes? Then Uplanders should make open ears to tongue flaps and Unimix. The process of shifty making is a big help use. First, be taking 5 need not material, yes? Melty mix this one, melty mix that one, squeeze and squash, then big eyes. 5 need not are reborn as one shiny new. But shifty making is not simple as like craft making. Knowings of shifty making are much and many, and Uplander's brain case, though big for Uplander, is small. Uplander need not worry about making worry face. Uplander has many need not materia. Bring them to tent ring. Unimix will shifty make for Uplander. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so that basically if I have 5 materia I don't need, bring in here, and she will transmute. There you are. Did you get what I need? Much appreciated, adventurer. Now we'll see how nimble these fingers are. The father has needs this right soon, he said. Going out on some priestly business. This is a piece of piss compared to the last order, though. Excuse the salty talk. It was as big as a house and burned as a slattern stubborn. Father Billy brought it, but it looked like it to be for that lich keeper fellow. Thank you, Rathima. Sometimes it's for what ails us in thinking we find relief in doing. The administration of exiles is one of the duties of the Church of Saint Adama Landama. Praise that someday, with the grace of the gods, they may find what they have lost. Good evening. What? Cinnamon cookies by Thal. A gift, you say, from Brother Baron, Brother Elsamir, and Sister Zozoro. How kind they are. I could tell them that there was no need, but our order teaches us to see a need to spare the needy disavows. I shall thank them from my heart. I had a son, through his happy marriage, a daughter. Well matched they were and well met. Their house smelt of good things like this, and there was always an open peg for my cloak and a tall glass of mint tea. When they died, Was Father Betrayal pleased? Oh, that is good. And I believe it does his heart good to give word to his sorrows. That is when we tell the bereaved in the lich yards. The grieved must be both shrieked and spoken. I heard that Father Iliad suffered great loss in the calamity, yet his heart grows as large as a palace, and scores dwell there in the haven that he makes of it. But that someday I am half the man he is. Let's see what I have here. 35. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Excuse me, Rathima. Do you have a moment? Consider this broken horloge, which is found in the pocket of a man who brought here for burial. There's something quite familiar about it, but just what I cannot say. Perhaps if they tinker with the device, it'll come to me. However, I lack the proper room tools to do so. I would ask that you journey to Camp Drybone in my stead to obtain a bull-point chisel and a pair of needle-nose pincers. They're often used by goldsmiths, so perhaps they would be the best people to ask. Of course, I should not expect you to foot the bill. Here, take this coin purse. That should cover it. Oh, wow. Why is that a better ring? Okay. Sure, why not? Oh, is it? Yeah, that ring. Okay. Ballpoint chisel, you say? And a pair of needle-nose pincers. Those things don't come cheap, Balls, balls. I mean, yes, that should be sufficient payment. Nice doing business with you. Have you brought the tools I requested? Something occurs to me. Please wait here a moment. It was for naught, though I repair the device easily. The sensation that stirs within me remains a mystery. But how did I do it? These hands, my hands, they moved with a mind of their own, deftly manipulating the clockwork mechanisms. There was no doubt or uncertainty. I knew exactly what to do, as though I had performed the same motions countless times before. But pardon me, Rathima. It was a mistake. Please give the horloge to Sister Elunid. The man who once owned it currently is in her care, and I think it best if returned to him. Good evening to you, madam. Come to pay your respects for this man. Never have before have I seen such a great device. You say that measures the passing of time. May have they're more common in Garlemald. I'm given to understand that cities are filled with all manner of amazing technologies. Marquez says they belong to a deceased? Oh dear. You don't suppose that the owner might have been a guardian spy? Maybe who was to notify the camp authorities at Camp Dribo. But more importantly, how did Marquez manage to repair this device? I knew he had a talent for the trades, but this goes far beyond mending fences and thatching roofs. I'm gonna have to go. There he is here. Nope. I recognize you now. And let me express my deepest condolences for those who have lost their lives in the attack. I apologize if discussing this upsets you, but you should know that the bodies of your comrades are apparently seem to be removed from the waking sands and prepared for transport here. If you wish to leave this work to others, I understand. However, taking part might help you find closure. You don't look like one of them church fellows. Not that turning you away, no sir. As you can see, we've got a pile of unidentified bodies over yonder. No one's gonna claim them, so off to the electric they go. Be thankful you didn't go inside and see the carnage yourself. Just stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Gosh damn it, Imperials. I don't know what quarrel they had with these folks, and I sure as hell don't want to know. The sooner we put this behind us, the better. Say, ain't I seen you around here before? You just have one of them faces. Never mind. Anyway, there's a carriage coming to haul the bodies and the treasures out by the east gate. There's only 8 left to split up, so seeing as I'm exhausted from carrying all the others, I have a mind to leave the remainder to you. I want to cover your nose as you work, so the folks are starting to turn. I'm into the big fella. I forget. Just bring the next batch and toss it on the back. Ain't like they're complaining if you're rough. Well, ain't you a strong one? 4 in 1 trip. Reckon there's no need for me to lend you a hand with the rest then. Come on, let's finish this before I die of old age. I should be all of them. Thanks for the help. Reckon it won't take too long to deliver all the corpses to the village yard. Even so, you might want to hurry back and tell them my work here is done. I see you've decided to heed my advice. I pray that in doing so, you found some small measure of peace. The first carriage from Reston Bay arrived not long ago, when we began to be preparing your comrades for burial. I had a hand in the initial rites, and I would like you to know that for many, death came quickly. Rest assured that we will treat them with the utmost respect and do everything we can to shepherd them to Thal's realm. Oh, I hate it. We have to make a good choice here. Although we can perform rites for most of the science, there is one we cannot accept. We would like you to return this one to her people, the Sylphs of Little Solace. It is only proper that she be given into the care of her friends and family, so that they may mourn her in accordance with the Sylphic traditions. This one is surprised to see you walking one little souls. How can these ones assist walking one? Noraxia! This one does not understand. Camuxio, this one has emerged wailing. This one would know what has happened and caused such distress. Terrible news, everyone. Awful news. Walking One has returned to the little source, but why? These ones have not requested for their aid. Noraxia, how did this happen? Explain everything to this one at once. So not only Noraxia, but many Walking One's friends were lost as well. Noraxia. Noraxia went to Thanalan at the behest of this one. The Walking One was with Noraxia at the end. Tell this one Noraxia was brave. Tell this one that Noraxia did not suffer. This one is glad to hear Walking One's words. Thank you for bringing Noraxia home, Walking One. These ones also wish to thank the Praying Ones. Tell Praying Ones these ones will remember this kindness. This one demands vengeance. Imperial Ones must pay. Imperial Ones must suffer. When time comes for Walking Ones to face Imperial Ones, do not forget these ones. These ones will not have Noraxia's death be for naught. These ones will fight. We thank you for your service to the Church of the Sylphs. You may be pleased to know that in your absence we interred the remaining Scions in the Lich Yard. Perhaps you still wish to do more for your friends. If so, I will remind you that you have already done so much on their behalf. Please, take a rest and set aside your burdens for now, Rathima. I'll get him from the... Where is that turnip head? We have already waited hours for my cousin and still he dallies. Thou knows where. He is ever late. I do not understand why he cannot simply depart early. So, companions, I am fond of the fool. We'll go look for him by this route which winds close to the Halatali training grounds. And they say 'tis a robber beast there. Beasts of the most dangerous kind. You are an adventurer, and surely this is the sort of thing that, oh, I don't know, makes your blood sing. Or some other piffle. Would you look for my feckless cousin? Thank you, thrice. Saw those nasty black brutes are coming and I thought, oh well, there's nothing much moving on. They should really take old Hollow down. The place has gone to pot. Oh, look at the time. Mustn't keep the barrier waiting too much longer. I suppose my cousin found it. She's of the overtight corset. It's not too pleased. Oh, thank you. He's absolutely incorrigible. But to think we had to bury him as well. Then again, that's one burial he wouldn't have been late for. There's a thought. I'm not imagining Rathima. I'm Noah being watched. This is different, sinister. It is as if I am under observation. Feeling comes and goes, but when I felt it when I last ventured outside. Yes, I know I felt it. Will you look outside for me, please? It'll only take a moment. There we go. Damage reduction with thorns. Cool. You were attacked, weren't you? Are you unarmed? Thank the gods. I knew it. He was watching me. But why was he watching me? What did he want with me? Did he perhaps know something in my past? If only I could have asked him. I need to think. Please allow me a moment alone. Wait, Father Ilian must know of this. You tell him for me. It's important. I think others may come for me again. Heavens forfend that such a thing should happen on holy ground. Do you have any idea who this man was? Did you notice anything distinctive of his garb or possession? This is Garlean steel. Which means that the man who was watching Marquez was. Make haste for Count Darbona at once. We must summon the immortal flames before more Imperials come.
I fondly hoped that I might be the first to speak with you. Would that I had been so fortunate. At ease, adventurer. I come not on behalf of the Empire. On the contrary, I mean to revive the scions of the 7th Dawn. And to that end, I have come in search of a legend. The greatest engineer of our time, Master Sid Garland. I have come for you.
I fear you are mistaken, child. He is but a poor soul who bore witness to the horrors at Cartano. I beg of you, leave us in peace.
Wait,
Hear me, Cid. Eorzea needs you.
Why is there a random bottle of wine on the ground?
Cid, was it? Here, these belong to you. I thought you bore the mark of greatness. It seems that I was right. Our time together was all too brief, but it felt as though my son had returned to me. You have brought joy to an old man's life. But it is time for you to help those who truly need you.
who are you?
Alphino Leveilleur, at your service. As a scion of the Seventh Dawn, I stand against our primal and imperial foes, as my grandfather once did. 'Tis no secret what befell our order at the Waking Sands. Word has already spread across Eorzea. The repercussions are far greater than you realize. In the wake of the calamity, the three city-states focused their efforts solely on reconstruction, leaving the Scions to combat the primal threat unaided. And lo, we are all but destroyed. Yet even as the nations mourn our demise and abandon what little hope they have left, we cannot forsake our duty, now least of all. The Ixal have summoned Garuda once more, and she torments the people of Kurthus as we speak. Her appetite for destruction far exceeds that of other primals. Worse, in her present incarnation, our Baldessian colleagues believe she surpasses both Ifrit and Titan in strength. Yet, therein lies an opportunity. Were we somehow to defeat Garuda, it would serve as a warning to the other beast tribes that even their mightiest gods can be felled. If we are to face our foe, we must first circumvent the tempest that shields her sanctuary. And for that, we need an airship. Your airship, Cid.
I have an airship?
Yes, Cid, you do. Your very own airship. It was last seen in the skies over Gridania, not long before the calamity, so let us begin our search there.
An airship? My airship? Oh, wait.
Come, let us put an end to the primals. Together, we will show the world that the Scions are still a force to be reckoned with.
They need my airship. They need me.
What a curious twist of fate that Master Sid Garlon would at least be found within our church. It defies imagination. Begging your pardon, Rathima. You wish to find his airship, yes? I know not how much truth there is to it, but there is a tale known as the final flight of the Enterprise, which grew popular in the wake of the Calamity, much like the great Gubu Wall of Ul'dah. It states that the Enterprise flew northwest from Gridania towards Kurthus. True, the airship would have passed through the North Shroud, likely over the Fargold Float, the closest settlement to Kurthus. Mayhap the Serpents stationed there have records of those events that transpired that day. I hoped that you might rest from your journeys for a time, but I see that the world still has need of you and the Scions. Pray look after yourself and Sid, Rathima. Is there aught I can assist you with this? Enterprise? You seek a Master Garland's ship, yes? I needn't refer to the records. I know that airship was centered overhead 5 years ago, clearly bound for Kurthus. What became of it after, I cannot say. If you wish to know more, pray speak with Vodafort at the Florentel Spire. He was on duty that day and saw it with his own eyes. I'm not sure what it is he hoped to accomplish, though. Even should he locate the ship, would you not need a man of Master Garland's caliber to fly it? I hear tell that the machinery is fiendishly complex. Come search of Vertifort? Yeah, fear not. In the moment you found him. Indeed, I've served as a welder for many years, since before the great snowstorm of Kurthus. What exactly is this about? Ah, the final flight of the Enterprise. I do indeed remember that day. It was on the eve of the Battle of Carchno, nigh on 5 years ago. I held the spire down alone for that night. The bulk of our forces marched to meet the enemy in the field. All of a sudden, the most fantastic airship I'd ever seen splits the sky overhead. I could only watch in shock as it disappeared over the mountains in the northwest. The Enterprise wasn't destroyed during Calamity. That wager is still somewhere in Kurthus. Astrologians at the observatorium may have records that could help, but to obtain them you need to deal with the Ishgardens and control the region. I wouldn't expect much, though. The high houses have long been concerned with their own affairs above all else. When Dalma descended, they took the shelter behind the gates, and even now they have little regard for the plights of other nations. Nevertheless, they may deign to assist you should you prove yourself useful. Consider providing your services to the soldiers that guard the observatorium. Though they may refuse you at first, I have little doubt they may accept your free aid freely offered. Freeze that came of the Calamity's wake has rendered Kurthus nigh unhospitable. Many of the creatures that once made their homes there have been forced to migrate lest they starve. Some arrived on our doorstep with naught else on their mind but to feed. The worst of the beasts are the jackals, who have been spotted not far from this very spire. Venture, we call upon your skill to dispatch these beasts before they make their meal of some ungrateful guard traveler. This begging pardons. Fetid dodo meat will serve admirably as bait. Yeah. Of course is. We're most grateful. This kind of situation would not have arisen ere the calamity came and made Kurthus nigh uninhabitable for this local fauna. With the water hoarded in vaults of ice and the herbage held under the snow, the larger beasts have come to possibly infernal in their need to survive. Take heed if you head northbound, for know that you are riding into battle. Excuse me, can you repeat that? You wish to offer your services to House Durandare? And what, pray tell, do you wish to receive in exchange? Ha! Absurd. As if we would permit an outsider to peruse the records of the observatory. Do not mistake our courtesy for friendliness. Holy See Fish Guard may allow foreigners to travel freely within these lands, but we do not intend to offer succor to strangers. You're still here? You may take shelter in the walls if you insist, but do not distract me while I'm on duty. We're stretched thin as it is. And where the hell's that knight that I sent out on patrol? He should have returned ages ago. Perhaps I do have a use for you after all. If you still wish to aid us, search the wilds to the west for a missing man. You will know him by his uniform, that of the House of Durandare, as is mine. Very much about your doings. I thank you, the woman, for your this task. Just it was of Zamael Darkhold. 'Twas meant to serve as a new keep of Lord Zamael, even ever friend of House Durandare. But even before the masons and carpenters could complete their work within the caves, hordes of voidsent appeared and drove them out. In the years since, the creatures have consolidated their presence. As such, we officially petition your assistance in reclaiming the Darkhold. All arrangements have been made. You will need to give your assent. Speak to Sir Ophelia at the ingress if you're with us, and she will tell you what you need to know. Say that. If it wasn't for you, miss, I reckon they'd have finished me off. Despicable dragon-loving bastards! Death was a mercy they didn't deserve. I've heard the rumors were mistaken, but this confirms the worst. I must immediately inform my superiors that the heretics are burning within this region. Fare thee well, friend. Welcome to the male dark hole, but to withstand all Dravenian poison plants. Built to withstand all Dravenian poison plants. These are natural caves that behind me until the Toss-Male began to enlarge, connect, and fashion them into a stronghold. Alas and alack, the void since struck, interrupting all the work. Alas! And then in the confusion, Guardians infiltrated the keep. Alack! After all else, 'twas a fine mess. Guardians were eventually forced to retreat, of course, but the void sent remained. And so the fortress goes uncompleted, home for abominations. Woe is us. Yet the war with Dragon rages, and we have no nights to spare for this noble mission. Even I am strictly on a very long lunch break arranged by Sir Carilla. Please see to these abominations, Madam Adventurer. Madam, I have much powers to paperwork should you require aid of that sort.